Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarissa and I put out new pick a card readings, tarot collective readings once a week. So this week we're going to be looking at the person that's been on your mind, whether this be somebody that you're already in a romantic relationship with, someone that you're kind of like in a little situationship with, somebody that you're really interested in. We're going to be looking at them and what their favorite things are about you, and then how they view your connection. So we have 3 different piles here for you guys to choose from this week. So this is pile number 1, 2, and 3. For pile number 1, we have this onyx heart for your crystal selector for this group. And then for pile number 2, we have this opalite heart as your pile selector for this group. And then for group number 3, we have this sodalite heart for your group selector for this week. So if you need to take a second, I would encourage you to pause the video so that you're able to determine which pile it is that you're the most drawn to. Now, you may have more than one person in mind. You may have multiple people in mind. And if that's the case, maybe you'll want to listen to more than one pile. I don't think it would be wrong for you to pick more than one pile, though, even if you're just thinking about one person that you're romantically interested in, because there may be more messages in more than one pile for you. So listen to the whole reading if you want to, listen to just one, listen to 2, whatever works for you, whatever you feel called to do. Excuse me, once you have done that, you can go to the description box down below where there will be timestamps for each individual pile, and then you can select that timestamp so that you can go directly to your reading this week. So anyway, take all the time you need to decide and choose which one aligns best with you, and I will see you shortly in your reading. All right, hello there, my group number 2s. As a reminder, if you chose the black onyx heart, then this is your reading this week regarding what their favorite things are about you. And again, by their, I mean the person that's on your mind, the person you're thinking about, whether they be somebody you're already in a relationship with, someone that you're in like a little situationship with, somebody that you're just interested in getting romantically involved with. This is their perception of you. These are their favorite things about you. And then we will also get into their favorite things about your connection. So with your tarot cards here that are already laid out, this will be reflecting their favorite things about you. And then I have 2 oracle decks that we'll look at like their favorite things about your guys' connection. So let's go ahead and get into it, group number 1. You guys have the Hierophant, the 2 of Swords, the Tower, and the 2 of Cups. What I'm really picking up on here is that they really see you as this source of stability, peace, and grounding. They view you as a grounding presence in their life. They love your ability to pull them out of their head and back into their body or back into the present moment. You're like their mirror in the best way. You help them see what isn't working for them anymore and what needs to be changed. You inspire them to work on themselves and become the best version of themselves possible. You have been a catalyst for a lot of the change and work that they have done on themselves. Excuse me. They really view you as their twin flame or soulmate. They feel so seen by you. They love how deeply it is that you're able to see them and connect with them. So we'll just elaborate on it a little bit further here. I really feel like, especially with the Tower coming out here, that it's showing that you have inspired a lot of change within them. And I get this feeling because I think for a lot of you watching this, or even just for some of you, you have very high expectations or standards that you've set for the person that you're going to be with. And they really find that admirable, that you have so much self-respect, that you have these high standards or expectations for your romantic partner. And because they see you and like connect with you so deeply, again, they really see you as like their person, as their soulmate, as their twin flame, whatever it may be. I see this as probably more of like a twin flame. Well, I guess it really could be a soulmate relationship, because truthfully, like, our soulmate relationships aren't meant to be like these easy relationships that we're in our life, right? They really are supposed to be our catalysts for change and for evolution of ourselves, because they so clearly mirror us and they show us things about ourselves that we may have not been fully cognizant or aware of. And I feel like that is what you did for this person in your relationship. And I'm sure they've done the same thing for you in similar ways, but they've really had to examine like the things that they're doing and make changes if they want to keep you around romantically, if they want to keep you in their life. And it's not that you are, you know, demanding that they be something different than what they are. You're just demanding, I shouldn't even use the word demanding. You're just setting like boundaries and setting expectations for what you want out of a romantic partner. And because they want to be with you, they're willing to do the work to be able to meet those expectations that you have for yourself and for romantic partners. So I really think that they're truly inspired by you and how much you love and respect yourself, and like because of that, what you expect from a partner and expect from a relationship. I think that with the Hierophant coming out here especially, it's giving Taurus energy. I don't know, you may be a Taurus, or you may be another earth sign or have Taurus placements, but for me it's really giving this rock, this grounding, this stability, and you very much so are a stable like force and presence in their life. And they really value like your opinion and input on things, but they really, like, more than anything, value the fact that you're able to help like take them out of their head, take them out of like their thought process or their anxieties that they may be having, and allow them to like be in the present moment. You may be somebody that's really good at like connecting with nature, and like just knowing that sometimes you have to go outside and take a breather, go on a walk, whatever it may be, to like connect ourselves and ground ourselves back into the present, and not allowing our thoughts to run away with the worries and anxieties of like day-to-day living, right? And I feel like you really do that for them, group number one. With the Two of Cups coming up here, I really like how this is modeled in this deck, because to me it really looks like a mirror image. It looks like, you know, this very deep connection. And again, I feel like they feel very seen by you. You may be the only person that's ever really deeply seen them at the level that they are, and you do accept them for who they are. You just don't accept poor behaviors, right? You don't accept people treating you without the respect and love that you deserve. And so again, I feel like they really see you as like this other half, this soulmate, this twin flame connection. Again, I feel like it's more of a soulmate connection, but I did hear twin flame when I was like laying out the cards. So they could see you as that, just depending on their perception of those two things. But you know, it's really talking about this like kindred spirit connection where you guys really understand each other emotionally, mentally. You really get one another, and they really, really do feel seen and understood by you and accepted by you. And again, this kind of goes back to them feeling like you are their mirror in a way, because you are. Like, you're meant to show them, and again, like I had said, like in the very best way, because you're meant to show them the things that they need to improve on, the things that they need to work on within themselves. And there may be parts of your relationship that have been very triggering, because there are a lot of parts within all of us that are unhealed. and it really does remind them of the things they still need to do to get to the place where they want to be and to become the person that they ultimately want to be. So anyway, I feel like these are the things that they really love about you and that are their favorite things about you. Let me take a drink here, and then we'll get into the oracle cards, and we'll look more into the favorite aspects that they have about your connection. I get the feeling with this reading that the majority of you are in a relationship, in a committed relationship with this person. I am getting the message, though, that for some of you, this may be somebody that you had been with previously. You guys were in a relationship, and this person was not able to meet your expectations. They were not able to be the partner that you needed, and the relationship ended. But some of you may still have this person as like a close friend or somebody still in your life, and it's like they are working on improving themselves so that they can be in a relationship with you and be what you need from them. So yeah, I just got that message as well in case you're not in a relationship. But I do want to look at, like I was saying, how they view like your connection, how they view your relationship, and like what their favorite aspects of your relationship are. So let's see. Okay. Your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. See if we can get one more card, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. One more card. All right. I'll go ahead and cut. Confidence is your key to success. Okay. Oop. So in regard to your relationship, and we do have another oracle deck that we'll look at as well, but in regard to your relationship, I feel like they feel very, again, confident and seen within the boundaries of your relationship. They do feel very confident in the relationship that you guys have and the relationship that you've built. However, with this, your commitment is being tested coming up. I feel like that's more of a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Anyway, I really feel like this has more to do with the things that they're having to do to be who they need to be for you in the relationship, like to give you what you need in the relationship. And I think that this is coming out because this is something that they feel, not that like the relationship is hard or that it's not worth it, but it's almost like this determination that they have to be with you, because again, they see you very deeply as you see them very deeply, and it's almost like this commitment that they have to you and to themselves to become the person that they need to be, right? And that commitment is tested every once in a while. They may feel triggered every once in a while in this relationship, especially if this is a soulmate level connection. It's not always an easy connection to have, just as kind of like what I was talking about before, where these can be very challenging relationships because they really require us to do a lot of self-reflection and introspection, and really require us to meet ourselves where we don't want to really see those darker shadow aspects of ourselves. And I feel like this is coming out more as a testament of, although this relationship has its challenges, I feel like the best that I possibly can within this relationship. I feel the most confident, the most seen, mostly my most authentic self is what I'm hearing. And I feel like this person that you guys are thinking about, that you have in mind, has a lot of confidence in your guys' ability as well to make it in this relationship, even though things can be difficult. And they really do have this strong commitment to you and to making things work because they love you, because they see you for who you are. They see you so deeply, and they see the benefit that you bring into their life. And again, it's almost like this scale, right? With hard times comes like even a deeper foundation within the relationship. And I feel like that's also probably why the Tower is coming out here, because it can be really hard to have to completely rebuild ourselves, right? Or rebuild within a relationship. It can be very, very difficult to do this, but if we're building on a good foundation the second time around, if we are really making sure that we've done the work needed on ourselves and for this relationship to be successful, I feel like it will. And I don't know, I feel like this being in this relationship with you really does bring out this confidence in them, this self-assuredness, and it really even allows themselves to see them the way that you do, to see them so deeply, because again, as I had mentioned, I feel like you may be one of the first people to really see this person for who they are, and it has allowed them to be more open and authentic and vulnerable, and they just feel very confident and assured and loved within this relationship, this commitment with you. Again, even though it may be difficult sometimes, for them it's worth it because of like what they get out of you and the relationship, and they're not afraid to do the hard work needed, because again, like for some of you, as I had mentioned while I was shuffling the cards, for some of you, I feel like this may be somebody that desperately wants you back, that literally wants to be back in this relationship with you, and is willing to do the work and put in the time needed to be the person that you need them to be. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this last set of oracle cards to get some more information about their favorite things about their connection with you. So far it's like, that you challenge them. They love that their relationship with you is challenging, in a good way, right? Because it challenges them to be a better version of themselves, and they love how confident and assured they feel in this relationship. And again, like their ability to be open and authentic with you. They really, really enjoy that. Okay, so we have wisdom here, which I really love that that's coming out. And I believe that, yeah, this is also the astrological sign for Leo. So that's really cool that that came out too. And wholeness. Oh, I love that. So I feel like, again, they feel like you are their other half, which I had mentioned. You make them feel very whole. You make them feel very complete. They feel very like whole within this relationship because, again, they are able to be their open, authentic selves with you, and be their most vulnerable. And I think with wisdom coming out, it's again really a I don't know why I'm struggling so much for words today, but it's really like a tribute to how this relationship has caused them to grow and change and evolve over time. And it's like they're becoming this more wise, evolved, like sage-like version of themselves, where they better understand themselves, better understand humanity. They better understand like the actions that need to be taken and the things they need to work on. and it really has provided them a lot of wisdom and encouragement along the way. And they really do see this relationship as like you guys growing and changing together, and evolving together to then have this like well evolved and beautiful like chemistry and relationship together. So I'm going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading here, group number 1. I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings or tarot collective readings once a week. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Thanks. Bye. Hello there, my group number 2s. As a reminder, if you chose the Opalite Heart, then this is your reading this week, and this week's reading again is regarding what their favorite things are about you. Again, by their, we mean somebody that you're romantically interested in, somebody you're already in a relationship with, a situationship with, somebody that you're just interested in becoming romantically involved with. Whatever it is, whoever it is on your mind, we're going to be looking at their favorite things about you and then their favorite things about your guys' connection. So to start off, we'll be looking at their favorite things about you with your tarot cards, and then we'll shuffle for some oracle cards to look at their favorite things about your connection. So let's go ahead and get into it, group number 2. You guys got the 10 of Wands, Judgment, the Ace of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the Hermit. So, excuse me, let me just make sure we're still in shot here. Yeah, okay. What I'm really picking up on here is that they really are, like, their favorite things about you are, like, your passion and your ability to see the big picture. It's giving, like, resilience. You see the potential or possibility in something, and you're willing to put in the work to bring it into fruition. You see the big picture, and you don't give up. When it seems like the odds are stacked against you, your determination and stubbornness come through for you. They are truly in awe at your ability to follow through and create or accomplish anything you set your mind to. You literally don't understand the word no, and when people tell you something isn't possible or they tell you no, it just like pushes you even harder to accomplish what you want, just to be like, I told you I could do it. Let's see. They literally see you as the most valuable thing in their life. Like, that's what I was picking up on here with the Ace of Pentacles with this diamond here. You're literally like their diamond in the rough. You are worth more to them than anything. They also love how introspective you are. You're okay with being alone, and you're constantly learning how to listen to yourself and your intuition. They see you as a good judge of character with a good sense of morality. They often ask your input because they respect your opinion and ability to see both sides of a situation. So I was really feeling that last bit coming through here with Judgment. Like, I literally feel like they see you as an excellent judge of character, like almost a really good mediator, somebody that they come to if they're having a difficult time seeing the other side. You're somebody that they go to and you're like, okay, what am I missing or what am I not seeing? And you're able to provide them with this whole new perspective on the situation that they're coming to you for. They just really see you as like this incredible like little engine that could, like, you're a firecracker to them, is what I'm picking up on. And you are just like so passionate about things, and you have this inclination to just go after whatever it is you want, and you don't sit there and think about and ruminate on it too much. You start taking the actionable steps, and then you're like, okay, maybe I should have a plan. And I think you're really good at being able to do that. But you definitely are led by like your passions and this like resilience that you have, this ability to be able to accomplish whatever it is you set your mind to. And they really, really see that. They really respect that. And I think it's probably because they wish they had a little bit more of it too, but Like, you don't give up on things. You really, really give them their fair shot. You really try to work on them, try to like change things, or, you know, try to do things differently or whatever it may be. But like, you're not going to just give up on something because it's hard. You actually enjoy a challenge. You enjoy being able to go after things, and you know ultimately that like diamonds are formed under pressure, right? That's another message that I'm getting coming through, is they see you as somebody that, you know, can be under so much pressure, so much stress, so much whatever, and things just always tend to like work out in your favor. And it's not because you're lucky, it's because you're resilient and you work really hard for the things that you have and the things that you want. And they just really respect that. They really see that and love that about you. They also really love this like duality that you bring, where you're really personable. You're really somebody that is able to like make connections very easily with people, but you're also like perfectly fine being by yourself. You don't mind canceling plans or telling people no or whatever if you feel like you need time to recharge and take care of yourself. And you're really good at just like listening to yourself and your passions, your desires, your intuition. And they see that in you, and they really respect it. They really love it. Those are their like favorite things about you, is this ability to, you know, have this spark, this desire for something, for you to like be able to tell yourself, or listen to, not tell yourself, but for you to be able to like listen to yourself or your own opinions on like moving forward with whatever it is, and then going after it. So like, let's say for instance, you decide that you're going to be like in a bodybuilder competition or something, and you just are like, you know, that looks really cool. I'd like to be able to lift that much. Like, you know, even if it's not a full bodybuilder competition, maybe you're like wanting to set a record for squatting the most or lifting the most or whatever. I don't know how all these competitions work. This is just an example. And you're literally going to put in the training, the time, the effort, the meal planning, making sure you're getting enough protein, like making sure you have enough time to work out and like build muscle, whatever it is. And it's like this spark of inspiration. You take it as like your intuition saying to you, this is something that we want to do and accomplish and see in this life. And like, you're not afraid to go after those things, because again, you're so comfortable with like spending time by yourself and like listening to what you want, that you'll listen to other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, you're going to make a decision for you. And they really like, they love that about you. That is like one of their favorite things about you, that you don't need constant validation from everybody else, because you give yourself that validation and you really listen to like what your intuition has to say about things. So anyway, those are just like their favorite things about you, and what they really see in you and love about you. I'm going to take a drink here real quick, and then we'll get into your oracle cards. Again, with the oracle cards, we're wanting to look more about like your guys' connection together. So again, you could already be in a romantic relationship. You could be like in a little situationship. You could not even like be together yet, but just kind of dating, or, you know, not seeing each other exclusively yet. But these are the things that like when you are together and you guys are connecting, the things that they really enjoy, and like these are their favorite things about your connection. So let me take a drink here real quick. So let's see here. We have a new start is coming. I love that. Let's see if we can get one more card here for you. I'll do one more shuffle. Time to give rather than take, new moon and Virgo. Okay, so again, you got a new start is coming, new moon, and a time to give rather than take, new moon and Virgo. So I think in regard to your guys' relationship, they are like your connection with each other. They love that every time they're with you, it feels like an adventure. Maybe you're like really, really spontaneous even, which I could definitely get that vibe from this group. And you guys just kind of fly by the seat of your pants together and you kind of decide, okay, like we're spending time together today. What's one thing that we want to do? And then you just kind of let the day take you where you're going to go, right? They also love that it seems like you're constantly kind of like doing different things or reinventing yourself or, you know, reinventing even the way that you're doing things currently, but you're always kind of like trying new things or doing like new things, different things. And they love that, like when you guys are together, it's like very adventurous, very spontaneous, and you guys just want to like spend time together and enjoy your connection. And while you're doing that, you might as well try new things, do something exciting. Like you may be the person in their life, like especially if you're just starting to date, where, you know, you're like, hey, do you want to try this new restaurant? Or do you want to go to this festival that's in town for like just this week or whatever? You know, you're always kind of looking for that next adventure, and they really do feel like your connection is an adventure and like spending time with you is an adventure. And then with a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo, I get that the feeling that you guys have a very like balanced connection, and it may be that like, you know, they take time to plan a date, you take time to plan a date, whatever it may be. Like there is very much so like a good balance of give and take within the relationship, where you're not like, neither of you are overly concerned that like someone spent more money on something than someone else, or you know, they bought you dinner a couple nights in a row, whatever it may be. Like I'm not using the best examples, but what I'm getting at here is the fact that like you don't look at your relationship as transactional, like this connection as transactional. What I mean by that is like, just because like you guys go to dinner together and they pay for dinner doesn't mean that you feel like you have to sleep with this person or like go back to their place, right? And they don't expect those things out of you either. Like you guys are literally just having a good time together, just like experiencing life together, and it's very much so like a balance of give and take within your relationship. And I feel like from their perspective anyway, they feel like you're a very giving person. They feel like you're constantly just like giving and you never expect anything in return. And it has, of course, inspired them to be the same way where it comes to like finances or time or whatever it is. They're willing to like give and put a lot into their relationship because they want to, and because it's like this reciprocal energy, right, where you've done this and it makes them want to do it as well. But I don't see this as being like a power dynamic within the relationship where somebody feels like they need to have more control or more power or more say or more whatever. Like you guys are perfectly happy just having like the balance that you do within your relationship. And then let's see if we can get any final information on what their favorite things about your relationship are. I also feel like with the new moon in Virgo, you know, I feel like you guys both give a lot to your relationship and you both give a lot to each other. And again, like you're not in the business, either of you are not in the business of keeping track of who owes what or whose turn it is to do what or whatever, you know, because there is that harmony and balance within the relationship already. And you're both just happy to like spend time for each other and like do nice things for each other. Okay, we have desire. Ooh, I love that. And then let's see what else we can get here for you guys. then we also have transition here. Okay. So with desire coming up, I feel like this one's very self-explanatory. I just get this sense that you guys have a very like passionate romantic relationship, or very much of those vibes. I get the sense that there is a lot of like desire physically between the two of you, but I do feel like there is desire between you guys emotionally and mentally as well. Like, I feel like the relationship is very stimulating for both of you. It provides you both with something that you're needing, right? And it's just like a very desirable thing. You guys desire to be with one another, to be in a relationship. Even if like you're not in an official relationship, you desire to be with one another romantically, right? And yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot of passion and desire within your sexual life and chemistry together. But yeah, I think that you guys just really have this desire, this pull, this connection to one another. I can see you definitely as like being that couple in like the back of the restaurant that's just like holding hands, looking deeply into each other's eyes, you know, wanting to like touch and kiss and be like very physical with one another. I can definitely see that. With transition coming up here, I think that again, this is kind of a ode to your guys' ability to just go with the flow together, be spontaneous, be open to like new starts, new adventures, and knowing that like life is constantly transitioning and changing, and you guys are okay with like making those transitions and changes together in your relationship, so that you're able to like maintain things and things can continue to thrive within your partnership. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading here, group number 2. I really hope that this resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below letting me know. Give this video a thumbs up so that it reaches as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new pick a card readings, tarot collective readings once a week. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Bye. Hello there, my group number 3s. As a reminder, if you chose the Sodalite Heart, then this is your reading this week regarding what their favorite things are about you. And again, by there, we mean the person that you're either currently romantically involved with, in a situationship with, or just like really interested in becoming romantically involved with. Could be somebody that you've been on a couple dates with, whatever. But whoever the person is that you have in mind when I say that, these are their favorite things about you. And that's what we'll be looking at here with your tarot cards. And then I do have some oracle cards as well that we'll get into to look a little bit further at like their favorite things about your guys' connection. So to start off here, we have the 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, Death, and the 5 of Wands. So it's interesting because we have 3 water ruled cards here with the 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, and Death. I feel like they love how in touch with your emotions you are. You do not see emotions as a negative thing. You have no problem expressing them. They respect how well you know yourself. Sorry, I'm like reading off of this little like synopsis that I wrote out, and like, my god, my chicken scratch handwriting is just so terrible. But anyway, I was saying that you do not see emotions as a negative thing, and you have no problem expressing them. They respect how well you know yourself and are tapped into yourself. They're impressed with just how intuitive and in tune you are. They love how you are constantly growing, improving, transforming. They love that you aren't the same person you were 5, 10, 20, however many years ago. They love how you embrace and surrender to change. You know change is necessary, and staying the same has never been your goal or intention. You're a bit mysterious, sexy, dark. You may have had a difficult past or path to overcome. They see the work you've done. You handle conflict really well, probably because you are so good at expressing yourself, okay? So I do feel like you're very tapped into yourself. You're very tapped into your emotions, how you feel. And you are very intuitive. And you maybe even be the type of person where, you say like, oh yeah, I just felt like things were off, or I just didn't really feel good there anymore. So I went ahead and made changes, or I decided to leave, or I did things differently. And I don't know. I think that there are probably some instances that have come up where you're like, that doesn't really feel good to me. I don't feel like we should go. And then something, and they get word of something that had happened or whatever, and they're like, wow, maybe there really is something to your intuition. So like, for instance, this is like an extreme example, but this will give a little bit better context as to what I'm meaning here. So like, let's say, for instance, you guys were supposed to go to dinner one night, and you just start feeling like there's something really off and you don't really want to go out for dinner anymore. Maybe you can't even put it completely into words, but you're just like, I just don't feel like going out anymore. I feel like there's something off. Can we stay in instead? So you guys get dinner, you stay in instead of going out. And then like, come to find out, there was some huge like pile up accident, and it would have been the same route that you would have had to take to get to the restaurant. And it's almost like your intuition was telling you, you don't need to go out and risk being in this accident. Instead, maybe you should eat at home. And it's little things like that that happen that seem like coincidences, where like this person has lived through and experienced those things with you, and they're like, I feel like there's more to this than just coincidence, right? And they just think it's really fascinating how well you're able to be in touch with yourself and your desires, and like intuitively follow certain paths or decisions based on that. And I do feel like you are very aligned with like who you are. And again, you're able to make these decisions based off of like what you know that you desire for yourself. So anyway, I feel like that's why that's coming up. With death coming up again, I feel like this has to do with the comfortability with change. They just really admire and like love how you take everything with stride, and you are very easily able to like adapt to different situations and make changes accordingly. And how when things do change or feel like they're crumbling around you, how like a normal person, I shouldn't say normal, but how like someone else would respond versus how you respond. They just really admire your ability to be like, you know what, it's fine, like this happened for a reason, I'm gonna move on from it, and or I'm gonna make the best of this situation, essentially. So they really think that it's very admirable, and like it's one of their favorite things about you, just how like go with the flow you are, how flexible you are, adaptable you are, and how you almost to a degree kind of like seek out and enjoy change. You enjoy things being different. You enjoy kind of like evolving as well on a personal level, and getting closer to the person that you feel like you're meant to become in this lifetime, or even like, unbecoming the things that we're not, and really just allowing ourselves to be our most vulnerable, authentic self. Like, you're perfectly fine with those kind of changes needing to be made, whereas other people may be more stagnant, or, may not be as receptive to things changing as you are. I feel like you're also very good at forming connections with other people, and you understand emotions on not only a personal level, but like a human level. You understand how emotions affect humanity, how they affect other people. You understand how certain decisions or circumstances can affect people emotionally. And I think that you're really good at trying to be considerate of other people's feelings, other people's emotions, but you're also really good at being confrontational. You're really good about sharing your opinion. It's funny because I literally just watched a TikTok about this, about how like we don't always have to be rude or mean in order for us to be honest and truthful and like share our own opinion or perspective on things. And I feel like you're really good at doing that because you so deeply understand emotions, and you understand other people. And again, you really try to do things that aren't going to hurt other people's feelings unnecessarily. You're just trying to speak your truth out into the open, and you try to do it in a way that is considerate and is still kind without, sacrificing your own truth or opinion, and like shutting off your voice, right? You've really mastered being able to speak up for yourself and use your voice, and you're comfortable and fine with things not being like perfectly harmonious and balanced all of the time. You understand that, even though you do your best to communicate in a way that is like emotionally understanding and emotionally intelligent, that people are still going to take things the way that they're going to take them. And your only job and responsibility is to express yourself in the best way possible so that you're understood. And if people choose not to be in your life, if people choose to have certain feelings or opinions about that, that's on them. And you just know that you've done your best to be as emotionally aware and intelligent of other people's feelings and considerations as you possibly can be. Because there's only so much we can do before we really stifle ourselves and our own voice, and you don't allow it to get to that point. You're still going to share what you need to share. You're still going to have your opinion, your thought about something, but you're going to do it in a way, again, that is cognizant of other people's thoughts and feelings as well. So yeah, I feel like these are the things that your person really admires about you, and these are their favorite things about you. Because again, I think that ultimately it boils down to this ability for you to be able to communicate your emotions, and they really respect that, and they respect how you communicate and how I get the sense that you're probably somebody that when you are communicating, you're not blaming like how you feel on somebody else. You're literally just saying, this happened and this is how it made me feel, or this is how I perceived it. So yeah, I think that you're really good at staying calm and working through those emotions and allowing them to be there, and really allowing yourself to delve deeply into your emotional side and better understanding yourself and why you feel a certain way, why these things come up for you, why certain things may trigger you, whatever it is. I feel like you've done a lot of this deep emotional work. Okay, so that is what their favorite things are about you. Now let's take a look at what their favorite things are about your guys' connection, about your relationship, whatever it may be. And I like to say connection in general because that can incorporate a relationship, a situationship, you guys just starting to date and getting to know each other. But this is like when you guys are together, what is this connection like, and what is their favorite things about it? Okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. And then we also have for you, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. I love that. So I feel like these are coming up because, again, with the Death card coming up and what you guys kind of bring to the table here, this ability to allow yourself to change and transform, and not allowing yourself to be held back by past versions of you. I feel like this really like infiltrates into your guys's relationship. Again, you may have had a very difficult past, like I mentioned in the beginning, or your partner could have had a very difficult past. This person that you're romantically interested in could have had a very difficult past. and you guys really allow yourselves to be seen for who you are right now in this moment. You don't allow like past indiscretions, past mistakes that the other person may have made, that you're aware of, to play a role in who you guys are now in your relationship. So for instance, like this is just an example. It doesn't have to apply to your situation, just to kind of help you better understand what I'm getting at here. Let's say that your partner or yourself previously had an issue with drugs, and maybe you've been clean for 5, 10, 15 years, and they don't hold your past as like somebody that was addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to whatever against you. They don't see you as that first, and they don't automatically assume that you're going to relapse, or that you still have these issues, or that you're going to create chaos for them in their life. You don't allow your past circumstances and who you guys may have previously been in your life to hinder who you are now and hinder the relationship that you guys can come together and build. I think that you guys have a really beautiful way of helping each other get through the difficulties in life, the tough times. And I think that it helps that you are somebody that is so in tune with change and with death, rebirth, like those kind of ideologies, because you know that, you know, life has its ups, it has its downs. Your relationship is going to have its ups and downs. You're going to have easier cycles together, tougher cycles or times together, and you're not going to like run away when things get rough, because you know eventually you'll be able to see your way through those cycles or those like lows, right? And you guys are very much so like realistic about your relationship together. And ultimately, like, you don't want to be the things that hold each other back. You want to be there to support each other to grow and change and evolve as needed. And you want to be there for each other when things are hard, when things are difficult, because you know that relationships aren't all like beautiful rainbows, butterflies, and sunshine, right? There are difficult parts of relationships that really require us to do work on ourselves and work as a couple. And I feel like what they really enjoy about your partnership is that you guys don't hold each other account, or like you don't hold each other back. I don't want to say like accountable, but you guys don't hold it against one another that maybe you lived a different life previously, or you know, you had difficulties in your past. You see each other for who you are now, and you really help each other work through these difficult times, these difficult cycles in life, in your relationship, and you're still there for each other and committed to each other, and you really like love and care for one another. So yeah, I think that it's really beautiful that you guys kind of lean on each other during those darker, harder times, and you know ultimately that like some rough patches don't define the relationship that you have together, the connection that you have together. All right, let's take a look at this last set of oracle cards for you guys. And again, we're just looking for more information about the favorite things that they have about your guys' connection, or what their favorite things are about your guys' connection. Okay, we have attraction. Ooh, I love that. And then we also have gratitude. Okay, I love it. So with attraction coming out here, I think that that's pretty self-explanatory, but I kind of mentioned at the beginning, when we're looking at your tarot cards, that they may see you as being like very sexy, very mysterious, having this like very like dark, hard, mysterious shell. And I think that as they've gotten to know you more, like they don't see you as like this deeply this deeply dark, tragic individual. They really see you as like very attractive, very sexy, very like I'm getting the image of like magnets like kind of attracting each other. Like they're just very drawn to you. There's something about you that really draws them in, and they're just very attracted to you. And there's a lot of like attraction and chemistry physically, I feel like, in this connection that you guys have. And things may be very hot and heavy, like especially in the beginning. And I see that you guys have this like deep-seated admiration for one another, though, that will allow you to get past like the complications that come up in the relationship, and still allowing you to be like attracted to one another and be like very physically connected to one another. Like there's still a lot of desire and passion for you, especially if like you're listening to this reading and you guys have been together for like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years. That there's still this like pull, this attraction, this like desire for one another in their relationship. And I think that that's something that they really enjoy, and that's something that they really see as like a favorite part of the relationship, because really like the flame, the chemistry really never dies between you guys. Sure, we have periods where the chemistry and flame may have like a little bit of a deterrent, or there may be issues, or maybe those things decrease a little bit, but it never burns out, it never goes away. You guys are always able to reignite those things with each other. And like if you guys are just starting to date, like if you're just starting to date someone and you're just trying to get like more clarity about like what they view as being, you know, their favorite things about your relationship, it's literally that they're so very attracted to you. Like again, there's something about you that just like pulls them like a magnet. They're very magnetically like driven to you. It's like almost like you have this magnetic field around you, and you just attract them. Like they just get pulled and sucked into you. And you may feel the same way about them. It could be very much so be a mutual feeling going on within the relationship. And then with gratitude, I think this is really beautiful. I think that overall they're just really grateful for the connection that they have with you. They're very grateful for this ability to have somebody that isn't afraid to go into the darkness with them, that isn't afraid to see them at their lowest points, or have these very complex issues, or, you know, even this complex past that one of you may have, or both of you may have, and for you to really be able to, again, see each other for where you are now and appreciate each other for where you are now, and not hold the past against each other. They're just very grateful and very thankful to have you and have this connection with you, because it really does allow them to feel very, to feel like almost like their prayers or their wishes for a partner and this kind of connection have been answered. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading here, group number 3. I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below, letting me know. Give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings or tarot collective readings once a week. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in a future video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.